Torah Life Ministries come out of the world. Messiah people seek the truth.
All right, here we are in Michigan, and we're going to introduce to my Torah Life Ministries audience. This is a good brother, Pastor Sam. Why don't you introduce yourself to the Torah Life Ministries crowd?
My name is Samuel Graham. I'm 69 years old. I've been raised in the faith, keeping the Sabbath day, the feast days, clean food laws, and salvation through Yahshua the Messiah. I was baptized when I was about 14 in Flowing River, about 8 miles from here. And that's where we like to baptize people in a flowing water, like our Savior was baptized. But we have baptized people in swimming pools and everything else too, ever since then, birth. And we have continued on in this work throughout our lives, and raising our children the same way, and staying away from Christmas and all the different Halloween and all these different pagan holidays that we found out were pagan, and we just want to promote Yahweh's ways for the people out here to know. One of our latest things is a new billboard sign that we have down on I-69 in Michigan here, and trying to wake people up, and we are getting hits on that, and showing trying to wake people up that this is the time to return to Yahshua the Messiah.
What do you say when people say, ask you, are you a Christian? What do you say?
Say, I'm a believer in the Messiah.
Okay, wonderful. And you've been doing this much, actually, to follow the actual Torah, the guidelines, and also have Yahshua as your Messiah. I mean, that's kind of a big thing now. A lot of people are discovering the Hebrew roots and wanting to learn about that. But you've been doing this a long time. You're second generation.
Right.
And that's pretty amazing. So what do you think about it starting to get really popular now?
Well, of course, it does my heart good to see people do this. When we were studied the Word, we just call it the law. Now we have this new generation coming up calling it the Torah, which is good because if you look it up in Strong's, that's what it is. But we always just studied the law, and keeping all these feast days and clean food laws and everything that Yahweh has put down in His Word from Genesis to Revelation. And so that's been our aim and our life. That's what it is. It says it is your life to keep the commandments of Yahweh. So that's what we've done. I'm so thankful that we know this. We have our greatest gatherings is at Feast of Tabernacles time here in Michigan, and upwards of 200 people plus usually for the feast. The letters that come in here from prisoners, we've sent out over 1,500 Bibles. I know between 15 and 2,000 free Bibles to people. And that Bible we send out is this one right here, the Word of Yahweh, that was had its beginning in the conference of 1999. The believers wanted another Bible that they would have access to, and Brother Bob Wells was one of the founders of this Bible, besides several other people here in the Assembly of Yahweh in Eaton Rapids and other places, all joined in to make this Bible available. And so for over 10 years now, this Bible has been available, and we have send these all around the world. Every week these Bibles are going out with Yahweh's name in it and Yahshua's name restored back where it should be. And besides, there's some footnotes in it too, and a concordance in the back. And it's reasonable too. So that's been part of our work. We welcome people to come to the assembly, and we want people to know about the blessings that you get from serving Yahweh. Because the world right now, it seems to be receiving cursings. The book of Deuteronomy tells us this, 28th chapter, very plain. A lot of people don't want to read the Old Testament, but there the Old Testament tells us these things. And of course, it goes on into the New Testament too about Yahweh's blessings. And you've got to be under the blood covering. If you only have the Torah and not Yahshua, it doesn't look like you're going to make it. But you got to have them both. Yahshua is the key. He is the key. Salvation to the kingdom. And that's what all of us want to be. We want to be in that kingdom. It says, if we only have hope in this world, only we're all men most miserable. So I hope that even as I mention some of these things, that maybe it'll spark your heart too, to get back into Yahweh's word and to look for the blessings he has. Look for his rewards. And don't be fooled, because the evil one is around trying to fool, to deceive, and kill. And that's what he does. And he's Satan. Been here since creation in the Garden of Eden. He's in the Job and tempted Job. Tempted Yahshua the Messiah. Got him up on that high pinnacle of the temple. So he'll tempt us too, and he'll try to deceive us. And so how do we judge everything today? To the law and to the testimony, it says. If they speak not according to that, there is no light in them. So everything we read, everything we hear, every tape you hear, or VCR, whatever it would be, you have to judge it by Yahweh's word. You can see, well, look at a lot of churches today. They have these rock bands and everything else that come in there. They try to entertain the people instead of being taught from the word. It's a part of entertainment, and that the word should teach us. We should come to a worship place to find out about the word and not to be entertained. So that's a whole different concept today that a lot of these churches are doing, because that's what they want. They want the people to come in and be entertained. And what are we harvesting from things like this?
Can you give everybody your website?
Our website is Assembly of Yahweh, and www.assemblyofyahweh.com.
Okay, now you have 69 years of experience with doing this. 69 years. We have about a minute left. Can you give a message out in 1 minute? What's the message you want to give to the world out there about what you've learned?
You need to read the word, come back to Yahshua the Messiah, and live it, and tell your neighbor about it. Because we are his witnesses today. We are his witnesses. And the witness is true. And we must, he said he's good. When he comes back, he wants to find his people, witnessing his name, his kingdom, his law, his Torah, and his love for one another. And if we have love for one another, we will also warn our brothers and sisters out there, whoever they might be. Don't just talk about the football and the weather. Talk about the scriptures. That's what it's really all about. May Yahweh bless you and continue to be your guide and leader. And if you ever get up this way in Eaton Rapids, Michigan, stop by. Our meetings are at 10:30 every Sabbath, and we always have a fellowship meal. And if you want to come and learn about the feast, this is a place to do it.
Seek the truth, avoid the evil, learn Yahweh's way.